Understanding Quadrilaterals, apscourses.com. Let's have a look at the topics that shall be covered in this video. We'll start with discussing the different types of polygons. Then we'll discuss the angle properties of polygons. And finally, we shall discuss the different types of quadrilaterals. Let's start with polygons. A closed curve that is made up of only line segments is called a polygon. This is a polygon because it is a closed figure and it is made of line segments. This is a hexagon and this is also a polygon because it is a closed figure made of only line segments. This is also a polygon because it is a closed figure made of only line segments. The classification of polygons. Polygons can be classified in a number of ways. Regular polygon. In a regular polygon, all the angles and sides are equal. These are regular pentagon, regular hexagon, and regular octagon. In these three, all the sides and angles are the same. Convex and concave polygons. In a convex polygon, all the angles are lesser than 180 degree. And in a concave polygon, at least one angle is greater than 180 degree. On the left hand side, you have a convex polygon. And on the right hand side, you have a concave polygon. The arrow shows the angle that is greater than 180 degree. Convex and concave. Let's see another figures for convex and concave polygons. This is a convex polygon and this is a concave polygon because this angle is greater than 180 degree. Types of polygons. We classify polygons according to the number of sides they have. If a polygon has 3 sides, we call it a triangle. If it has 4 sides, we call it a quadrilateral. If it has 5 sides, we call it a pentagon. If it has 6 sides, we call it hexagon. If it has 7 sides, we call it heptagon. And for an 8-sided polygon, we call it an octagon. Diagonals. A line segment that joins any two vertices except the adjacent ones is called the diagonal. So for this hexagon, there are 9 different diagonals. In this figure, all the diagonals are indicated from this point. The angle sum property of polygons. There is a very interesting angle property of polygons. We shall have a look at it. Let's start with a very interesting observation. This is a quadrilateral. We have divided this quadrilateral into 2 different triangles. We know that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Therefore, the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degree. And 360 is 180 into 2. Why is that? This is because any quadrilateral can be divided into 2 smaller triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2. There are 6 different angles now. And the sum of these 6 different angles is 360 degree. Pentagon. A pentagon can be divided into 3 different triangles, triangle 1, 2, 3. And therefore, sum of all the angles of a pentagon is 180 plus 180 plus 180, the angles for 3 triangles, and this is equal to 540 degree. Hexagon. a hexagon can be divided into 4 triangles, and therefore sum of all the angles of a hexagon is 4 multiplied by 180 because there are 4 triangles, and this is equal to 720 degree. So as a general rule, whenever you have a polygon with n sides, you can divide it into n minus 2 number of different triangles. For example, a decagon of 10 sides can be divided into 8 triangles. An octagon of 8 sides can be divided into 6 triangles. Let us now finally have a look at the angle sum property of a polygon. If a polygon has n sides, the sum of all its angle would be 180 multiplied by n minus 2. And why is this? Because an n-sided polygon can be divided into n minus 2 triangles, and each triangle has sum of angles equal to 180 degree. Hence the formula 180 multiplied by n minus 2. Let us now solve a simple exercise. What is the measure of each angle of a regular pentagon? We know that the sum of all the angles in a polygon is given by 180 into n minus 2. Put n is equal to 5 in the formula, and the sum of all the angles comes out to be 540 degree. We know that in a regular polygon all the angles are equal, and therefore 5 multiplied by any angle is equal to 540 degree, and therefore all the angles will be equal to 108 degree. Sum of exterior angles for the polygon ABCDE. Angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are all exterior angles, and the sum of all the exterior angles is always 360 degree. It does not matter how many sides the polygon has. The sum of all exterior angles will always be 360 degree. Find the number of sides of a regular polygon whose exterior angles are 45 degree. We know that the sum of all exterior angles is 360 degree, and since each exterior angle is 45 degree, therefore the number of sides will be 360 upon 45, and it is equal to 8. Let us solve another simple exercise. You have 3 angles in this figure: 90 degree, 50 degree, 110 degree and x degree. All of them are the exterior angles. You need to find the value of x. We know that sum of all the exterior angles is 360 degree. Therefore, we just need to add up these 4 angles, and they would be 360 degrees. On solving, x comes out to be 110 degrees. In this figure, you have been given the measure of all the exterior angles. We need to find x. Now from this figure, you can conclude that exterior angle A and exterior angle C are both 90 degree. Therefore, the sum of all these 5 exterior angles would be equal to 360 degree, and hence x is equal to 50 degree. Quadrilaterals. We classify quadrilaterals based on their sides and angles. There are 6 types of quadrilaterals that we shall look into. There are 6 major quadrilaterals that we shall discuss here: square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus, kite and trapezium. We shall read their properties and solve problems. A trapezium Trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. In these three figures, AB is parallel to CD, and therefore all these three figures are trapeziums. Isosceles trapezium. If the two non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, we call it an isosceles trapezium. So in this figure, if AD is equal to BC, we call it an isosceles trapezium. Kite. In a kite, the two distinct pairs of adjacent sides are equal. In this figure, the adjacent sides are both equal. In kite ABCD, AB is equal to BC and AD is equal to CD. So it is a kite. Parallelogram. A parallelogram is defined as a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel. In this figure, if ABCD is a parallelogram, then AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. If ABCD is a parallelogram, in parallelogram ABCD, the opposite sides are also equal. So AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. The opposite angles are also equal. So angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. Now the question arises, why are the opposite sides equal? If ABCD is a parallelogram, the fundamental definition of a parallelogram is the opposite sides are parallel. In this figure, we need to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. If we can prove congruency, then the opposite sides will be equal. Angle 2 is equal to angle 4 since they are alternate angles. AC is the common side to both these triangles. And angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. And hence, AD is equal to BC and AB is equal to CD. The adjacent angles are supplementary for a parallelogram. If ABCD is a parallelogram, we know that angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. Since we know that angle A plus angle C plus angle B plus angle D is 360 degree, therefore 2 multiplied by angle A plus angle B is equal to 360 degree, and hence angle A plus angle B is 180 degree. Similarly, angle C and angle D are also equal to 180 degree. The diagonals of a parallelogram. If ABCD is a parallelogram, its diagonals bisect each other. In triangle AMB and triangle CMD, AB is equal to CD. Angle AMB is equal to angle CMD since they are vertically opposite angles. And angle ABM is equal to angle CDM since they are alternate angles. Therefore, triangle AMB is congruent to triangle CMD and hence AM is equal to MC and BM is equal to DM. That is, the diagonals are bisected. Let us solve a very simple exercise now. In this figure, RUNS is a parallelogram. We need to find the value of X and Y. We know the property of diagonals, that they bisect each other. Therefore, Y plus 7 is equal to 20 and X plus Y is equal to 16. Since Y plus 7 is equal to 20, Y is equal to 13. And since X plus Y is equal to 16, X is equal to 3. Let us solve the next exercise. In this figure, RISK and CULE are both parallelograms. Find the value of x. Since CLUE is a parallelogram, angle UEC is equal to 70 degree because it is opposite to angle ULC. Similarly, since RISK is a parallelogram and the adjacent angles are supplementary, therefore angle KSI is equal to 60 degree, and therefore in triangle SOE, angle O is equal to 50 degree. Rhombus. In this figure, ABCD is a rhombus. In a rhombus, all the sides are equal. Now, since all the sides are equal, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB, and therefore we can conclude that angle A is equal to angle C and angle ABD is equal to angle CDB. Therefore, you can also conclude that AD is parallel to BC and AB is parallel to CD. The diagonals of a rhombus. In this figure, ABCD is a rhombus and the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at 90 degree. We can easily prove that triangle ADM is congruent to triangle CDM. This is because AD is equal to DC since the adjacent sides are equal for rhombus. AM is equal to MC. Since rhombus is a special case of a parallelogram and the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Also, DM is the common side to both these triangles. Therefore, by SSS, these two triangles are congruent, and since they are congruent, angle AMD is equal to angle CMD, and also they form a linear pair, so their sum is equal to 180 degree, and therefore angle AMD is equal to angle CMD is equal to 90 degree. Rectangle. This is how a rectangle looks like. A rectangle is a special case of a parallelogram with all angles equal, and they are obviously 90 degree. The opposite sides are parallel and equal. The diagonals of a rectangle. In this figure, ABCD is a rectangle. The diagonals of rectangle bisect each other. Since a rectangle is a special case of parallelogram, this property will obviously hold. And since both the diagonals are equal, so AC is equal to BD. Square. A square is a regular quadrilateral. Therefore, in a square, all the sides and angles are equal. The diagonals of a square. A square is a special type of rhombus since all the sides are equal, and also a rectangle since all the angles are equal. Therefore, the diagonals of a square have two very interesting properties. They are both equal since it is a special kind of rectangle, and the diagonals of a square bisect each other at 90 degree since it is a special case of a rhombus. The table for quadrilaterals. In this table, all the properties of 5 different kinds of quadrilateral are listed. A parallelogram has opposite sides equal and opposite angles equal, and the diagonals are not equal, but they bisect each other, though they do not bisect at 90 degree. In a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal, all the angles are also equal, and the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other, but they do not bisect at 90 degree. In a square, all the sides are equal, all the angles are also 90 degree, they are also equal, and the diagonals have all the three special properties fulfilled. In the rhombus, all the sides are equal and only the opposite angles are equal. The diagonals are not necessarily equal, but they bisect each other at 90 degree. In the case of a trapezium, the opposite sides are parallel. There is nothing special about the angle properties, and the diagonals do not necessarily fulfill any of these three properties. Let us solve a simple exercise. The angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 1:2:3:4. We need to find all the angles of this quadrilateral. Since the angles are in the ratio 1:2:3:4, let the angles be x, 2x, 3x and 4x. Therefore, sum of all these four angles will be equal to 360 degree, and therefore x is equal to 36 degree. From this, the angles can be calculated to be 36 degree, 72 degree, 108 degree and 144 degree. Two regular polygons are such that the ratio between the number of sides is 1:2 and the ratio of measures of their interior angles is 3:4. We need to find the number of sides. Since the ratio of sides is 1:2, let the number of sides be x and 2x. We know the sum of angles for both the polygons. It is x minus 2 into 180 and 2x minus 2 into 180. Therefore, every internal angle will be x minus 2 into 180 upon x and 2x minus 2 into 180 upon 2x, and this ratio is equal to 3:4. Let's form the equation now. This ratio is equal to 3:4. On solving this equation, you get x is equal to 5 and 2x is equal to 10. Therefore, the number of sides are 5 and 10 respectively. Let's solve the next exercise. In this figure, AO and BO are angle bisectors. We need to prove that angle AOB is equal to half angle C plus angle D. In triangle AOB, angle A by 2 plus angle AOB plus angle B by 2 is equal to 180 degree. This implies to angle AOB is equal to 180 minus angle A plus angle B upon 2. And since angle C plus angle D is 360 minus angle A plus angle B, if you divide both the sides by 2, you get half into C plus D is equal to 180 minus half of A plus B, and therefore angle AOB is equal to half of angle C plus angle D. The next exercise. In this figure, BP and DQ are angle bisectors. We need to prove that angle P plus angle Q is equal to half angle B plus angle D. In triangle PBC, angle P is equal to 180 minus angle C plus angle 4. In triangle QDA, angle Q is equal to 180 minus angle A plus angle 1. Therefore, angle P plus angle Q would be equal to 360 minus angle A plus angle C plus angle 4 plus angle 1. We have separated out angle 4 plus angle 1. Since we know that 360 minus angle A plus angle C is angle B plus angle D, and angle 4 plus angle 1 is equal to angle B plus angle D upon 2. Therefore, angle P plus angle Q is equal to half angle B plus angle D. The next exercise. This is a regular hexagon. Find angle PTQ in this regular hexagon. Since angle P is equal to 120 degree, because this is a regular hexagon, and triangle PUT, PU would be equal to UT and angle U is equal to 120 degree. Therefore, angles UPT and UTP are both 30 degree. From this figure, we have found the value of angle UTP, it is 30 degree. For line TQ, it divides the hexagon into two equal parts. So angle UTQ would be equal to angle STQ. And since angle UTQ is equal to 60 degree, therefore angle PTQ would be equal to 30 degree.